Hey, it's Tom. As you all know, um, I like my hollow handle survival knives. And people don't really like the testing when I'm, tabletop review kind of thing. I've noticed that with my videos over the course of time here. When I'm outside doing them, they get more views, they get a better reception than when I'm inside doing them. So I talked to a friend of mine, Donnie B. I said, hey, listen, I am on a walker. I can't run through the woods. I said, can I borrow a few of your tactics? He said, sure. He had no problem with that. So now I can get outside and do these stump reviews. And I did a review of the Lifeknife Commando over the summer, or the winter, I mean. So I have to bring it out to the stump and do a review. So let me see if I can get you all in the frame here. Let's hope, let's pray. Do I have you? Yep, okay. That's the Lifeknife Commando. Now, Justin from over at Justin Jana's Guns of Fun and Guns had one of these since he was a kid, but this is the black model. He had the camouflage one. Since he was a kid, put it through everything and it held up. And I have to admit, these are tough knives. They really are. So, what we're going to do with this is we're going to do a couple of drop tests to test the balance. But if the knife is top heavy or whatever, or we'll pull this way or that way. And then we'll do some hard downward throws, we'll cut some bank lines, so on and so forth. But these things really do keep a razor sharp edge. Alright, let's start with that drop throw thing here, drop testing. That wasn't good. Okay, I have retrieved said blade. Make sure I got you in the camera scene here again. Okay, there we go. So let's try that again. It's flying pretty straight. The bite on that little 3-foot drop is about right there, so it's pretty good. That was my fault, I twisted it. So yeah, the drop test, I guess the balance on it is really good. Now, it does have a sawback. Most of these knife sawbacks didn't work on. This sawback works. If you needed to cut some with it does work. You can saw that whole thing off within a little time period. This is about an inch thick stick. See, it's going, it's doing its thing. See how far down in there a bit. So it's about almost halfway through it. So the saw blade does work. You've seen how little time it took. That was one hard downward throw. This is an oak stump. It's stuck in that far. So blade's not loose, not bending. Compass was broken. I bought this, so I'm not really worried about that. But that was some hard downward throws. As you see, they did pretty good. Some sawing with the blade. Some, drop tests. These were good knives. I don't usually do this, but I will. It'll baton too. Edgewise, it did it before. It'll do it again. Edgewise, it's shave sharp after, you know, batoning it, whatever. Because people say, you know, these 440 knives, they were junk. So, now, it did have a pretty decent compass that came with it, but it broke a long time ago. Inside of the barrel here, I have a piece of lamp wicking and about 20 waterproof matches, so I can get a fire going anywhere I want to. And this is waterproof through the use of that O-ring. There's no squeaking or anything, which tells you, you know, it was put together right. There's some lanyard holes there you can strap and make a spear. So, I mean, I don't know about you, but I personally myself think I could survive with this knife. And the reason why I bought this knife purposely was to hunt with it. It's the only reason why I bought it. So that, you know, this hunting season or whatever, I have, you know, I know I have a knife on my side that can handle it in case I fall down and get hurt, because I do at times hunt by myself. But in case I fall down and get hurt, or I can't get lost because I can only walk, you know, I could yell to somebody. So I can't really get lost, but if I get hurt, nobody knows where I'm at, which is normal for me. Because I'll tell them, hey, I'm going here, and then it's like, I'm going over there, and I'll go there. But, in case something like that does happen, I know I got a knife that I can depend on. Now, the sheath itself is just a black leather sheath, as we all know. Now here, hang on a second. Ooh, I got my new Gorilla Pod in. And I think I'm going to have to go back to the manufacturer and talk to them about it, because it doesn't gorilla to anything. It just falls over. Okay, we're back. So anyway, a leather sheath. Now on the back I put about 10 yards of bank line wrapped around the sheath. There's a Ranger band here, and this little housing down here used to hold a wire saw. It's a little pouch, which I'm going to find a spear point to put in there, just for the hell of it. On the front, what I did is between the threads here, now you're not probably not going to see them right, but between the sewing threads on the original sheath, I went down through here with thread. Now underneath the sewing, without breaking it, pulled the needle back up through, and I sewed a 9mm ammo pouch to the sheath. And I took a magic marker, or a Sharpie I should say, and I colored pieces of black all over it. So it's a little bit better camouflage than what it was. Now in this pouch I have a Barlow knife.
Trying to get
That's an old Imperial Barlow.
Okay. Anyways, what? I'm sorry. I was trying to talk to you. I started talking to you, and you started talking, and I couldn't get my mind on your track. Okay, because I'm still thinking what I was saying to you.
And I have an old Imperial Barlow.
Is that good or bad?
Oh, it's really nice. It looks good on camera too.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you're...
Impromptu interruptions.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's cool. Sit.
You got to tell me ahead of time.
Sit.
No, I'm busy
Okay.
in the kitchen.
So, and I don't have the girlfriend in the pouch. She just shows up.
I'm sorry.
So, I also have a sharpening steel. It's one of them charade diamond bits. Ferro rod. A piece of my black and white fire starter Sherpa stick. And there's stuff way down here that I've never seen before. Oh, small bic lighter. It's got clear fishing line on it. Sorry, I didn't have any bank line at the time to put it on. Okay, I got a wet fire in here. I've also got some of them fire plugs. I got a large piece of the 2 balls of that wax cotton from black and white fire starters. So what's in the handle of my knife is in there, but what's in this pouch guarantees me fire. And if I happen to break that knife or lose it, you know, I have a small Imperial Barlow to back it up. So now, getting this packed up is going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, so that's what I carry in the pouch and how I modified this knife and this pouch and everything to fit my needs, which you can do with any knife on your needs. All you need to do is really buy one of these 9mm pouches. They make great fire kits. They make great any kind of kit, actually. Thank God I live in the suburbs. I wanted to get away from that noise. So it all fits back in this 9mm pouch. Close up the lid. Boom. I got a definite fire or 50 here. I've got cordage and a cutting tool. So if I had a canteen with me, I'd have my 5Cs at least covered. And my canteen kit has a 4x5, or my Pathfinder kit has a 5x7, I'm sorry, a 5x7 trail tarp and a bunch of other stuff. So between the two of them, as long as they're with me, I've got everything I need. And then I also have my reserve survival kit that I carry. And what that reserve kit is, I'll bring it to you probably next video. It's poncho, a couple space blankets, a way to make fire. You know, one of the cheap ponchos, just something to get me through the night. Stuff like that. So we'll take a look at that. But this is the Lifeknife Commando. If he asked me, it's a beautiful knife. It's definitely worth to look at. To you know, be in the woods with you. When I used to go on long treks, these never stayed home. These are always strapped to my harness, because one way or another, I had a fire, had a way to sharpen them, and they were good knives. I could depend on them. So this was strapped generally here, or my other Wilderness Explorer, on the shoulder strap, and I had my big knife on my side for my chopping and whatnot, and my Swiss Army knife in my pocket. So, kind of a long video for me, but this is Tom. I want to thank you for your time and your patience. Don't forget to share the video out. And once again, Lifeknife Commando. They can still be found on eBay. They run about $85, $90, but if you're into hollow handle knives, this is one of the best. So, alright, thank you for your time and your patience, and we will see you on the next one.